Kyle Kirkwood is our guest. And did you see about the big Kyle thing last week? They made an attempt to get the world record for the most Kyles in Kyle, Texas.
I thought you were going to bring up the Kyle Busch thing. But,
There's a lot of Kyles in the news.
That was a big Kyle
There's a lot
thing.
of Kyles in the news.
The man can take a punch.
Yeah, well, there's several punchable Kyles. Not
But
the
You're the least punchable.
least
Kyle.
punchable Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, Texas failed to do it, but they were trying to get
failed?
the
No,
world record.
That's one of those deals where if you really want
What's
to
the
make
world
sure
record?
you can do that.
If you're going to promote it, you better do it.
Oh, God, the world.
do
What
it.
is the world record? I'll think of it.
It's crazy.
I'm surprised they had a world record before that.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do people do
Was
with
it-
their lives? Sorry,
It'll
Kyle,
come.
Texas.
Can you check on that? We had a world record. Okay, I'm sorry. How are things going? You having fun in Indianapolis?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's clicking away. It's been somewhat of a boring month for us, but boring equals good. And when it comes to Indy 500 stuff, we've not done a whole lot to the car. We've been confident in our qualifying performance. We've been confident in our race performance. So not a whole lot of changes. We've just been doing clean running. So boring is good.
Now, speaking of clean, any tattoos?
No tattoos.
See,
Me neither.
so far only a couple.
Clean. We're
Oh
clean.
for 4.
We got
Oh for
4 clean skins.
No tattoos.
Excellent.
Wow. Okay.
Well, would you get one of the Borg Warner if you won? That's a hard question.
If I
I'm gonna
was
hold
to
you
get,
it.
if I was going to get one tattoo, it'd probably be for winning this race.
for winning this race, that would be worthy. I think.
Yeah.
and we said, what is it? Tony Kanaan has the Borg Warner.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
And probably the line of the day was Scott Dixon saying Tony's face is an extra handle on the Borg Warner.
Well, that's
He said it, not me.
That's just mean.
It's just
That's a good one.
It's a good one, right?
It's a good one.
Any unusual rituals pre-race?
Not really. No, I'm pretty simple. I've got one superstition. I always wear Adidas. I won't wear Nike.
Oh,
You guys both got Nike on.
yeah, I respect that though.
I've never worn a pair of
respect
shoes that's
that.
not Nike.
Really?
Never.
Is that a superstition thing?
No,
or no?
I
Or you just really like Nike?
early influencer in college. They used to have a college program where Nike would ship stuff before it came out,
Okay.
and I got on the program because I knew the guys that started the finish line, and so
free stuff.
Oh, right on.
I'm just loyal to a fault because I was given free stuff early on.
Fair enough.
But I
Well,
respect like sticking with a.
It's
with a
not
brand.
not for any good reason. It was only because I crashed out of one race in Formula 4 when I was younger, and I was like, the only thing I changed were my shoes. So I went back to wearing Adidas, won the next race, and I was like, you know what? I'm crazy.
That's
I'm going
it.
back to wearing my Nikes. The next race, I crashed again, and I was like, it's the shoes.
That's
so
it.
ever
It's gotta
since
be.
then,
It's gotta be the
Gotta be the
shoes, money.
shoes.
It's gotta be the shoes. Adidas, please sponsor this guy. Come on.
What size do you
What are
wear?
we doing?
40. Sorry, I'm thinking. I've been 8 in US, 8.5.
US.
Yeah,
8.5?
yeah. My feet got to fit inside the cockpit somehow. They're small.
Those are little baby feet.
Yeah,
Does
they
Adidas
are.
do you-
Hey, easy on my feet. They got
Take it
feet.
Does
easy,
Adidas
man.
make a racing boot? Do you have Adidas racing
Well,
boots?
no. It's Sparco.
Yeah.
I wear Sparco everything. That's why I was saying 40 because they do everything
Yeah.
in
Oh,
Euro
in
size,
Euro
right?
size, yeah.
So 42 in Euro.
Where'd you grow up?
Florida, South Florida.
South Florida.
Yeah, Jupiter area. Everyone knows where Jupiter is now because of golf, right?
Right.
And full swing because literally every golfer lives
all live there.
within a 4-mile radius of me.
Yeah.
But before that, if I ever said, "Oh yeah, I'm from Jupiter," they'd be like, "Haha, good one. You're from the planet Jupiter." But
Isn't that
no one
Burt?
says that
Wasn't
anymore.
Burt Reynolds? Didn't he
Burt,
live
yeah.
there?
Burt Reynolds lived there. They've got
Cannonball Run.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
They
wow.
got a park named after him there. So yeah, staple of Jupiter.
Man.
Okay. When you were growing up, who was the man for you? Who was the driver that you thought was the coolest?
I have to say it was Dan Weldon. It was Dan Weldon
yeah.
always. I remember him winning it in 2011. That was like one of the coolest moments of my childhood, and he was also around the karting track too. He would always race for this team called Ocala Grand Prix, and I actually raced for that team for a certain amount of time. And he was the only professional driver that I was young and I was just starstruck, and I went up and just started talking to him, and he talked to me for like 10 or 15 minutes.
That's cool.
And I didn't know who this guy was, right? He just talked to me. How's your day going? Didn't know who I was, right? And ever since then, it kind of just stuck with me. I was like, that guy's a legend. So I was always a huge fan of him, and I always looked up to him.
Did you ever go to the 500 before, the junior formulas, and then when you participated, were you?
No, I mean, I always watched it, right? And there was always usually a karting race during the 500, and it was usually always in Florida. So I would never actually get a chance to come up to the 500. The first IndyCar race I did attend, though, was in 2007, and it was at Homestead Miami Speedway. It was after a karting race, and as a jet flies over the top of us. Wow.
Flyover practice.
That was close.
Flyover practice.
Jeez.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
That was pretty cool, though.
That was.
But yeah, back to that. Yeah, so 2007, first IndyCar race I ever attended. It was incredible, and ever since that one race, I was like, I love this. This is so cool.
Yeah. And here you are.
Yep.
Were you playing video games that related to racing at all?
I mean, Nintendo 64, like Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So
That
not
counts.
really.
That counts.
It counts. It's some sort of racing.
Can you imagine if you had the turtle shell you could like chuck at Dixon or something? That would be great. Fireballs? Come on. I
don't
think
know
we should
about that.
do this. I think we should do this.
I don't think Roger would approve of that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Well, have you seen what they're doing with some of the NFL broadcasts where they have the ones on Nickelodeon?
That's true.
Yep, I've
They
seen
do
that.
that. They could do
You
that
might
for.
be onto
They could
something
do
there.
that for IndyCar and put funny things in the fronts of the car.
Nickelodeon. Which character would you be? So if they did like, okay, now we're going to do the Nickelodeon Indy 500 and everybody gets to pick their character. Are you
I mean,
Mario?
SpongeBob is my boy.
Oh, okay.
I love
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I'm
I
not
love
as
it.
dumb as him, but I could be SpongeBob.
Good. I could be the starfish. What's his name?
Patrick.
Patrick. I'm definitely Patrick. I love it.
Well, have a great race.
Thank you.
Very
Crush
exciting.
it, man.
And then what? You have a lot of stuff to do between now and then. You've got Carb Day tomorrow.
We got Carb Day. Yeah, and I mean that's hopefully our car is just in a good spot because it was great on Monday. There's no reason why we shouldn't roll into tomorrow and just be super happy with our car and not touching going to the race. That's what we expect. Not always does that ever happen, but yeah, I mean it should just be a simple kind of race running situation. Just get into some traffic, make sure we're happy with it, and then put it inside the trailer, pull it back out on Sunday.
Are you doing the pit stop competition?
We are. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
My guys have been on it this
Nice.
year too. We've been like one of the fastest in pit lane, especially tire changers,
Yeah.
because those are the ones that count for the pit stop challenge. So I think we got a good shot. They're over there building the car right now for the pit stop challenge.
You
Yeah.
use the road course car for
We
that?
do.
Because
Yeah.
the engine, I was hearing this yesterday.
Yeah, we don't use the same engine
It's
in that car as
right.
we do in the 500, right? So we switch engines from now to Detroit. So we actually pull our road course car out, build that up for Detroit, and then put it out there for the pit stop challenge. But they do some extra little things like standing cambers up a little bit so we get more traction,
That's what I heard,
softening
yeah.
up springs, shortening up how high the car comes off the ground. There's a bunch of things that they can do to make it a little bit quicker in the pit stop for them.
Nice. Well, good luck
When,
with
you,
that.
go
when you're
get 'em.
inside the car, is it different at all?
No, the gear is really short. That's the only thing that's different.
that for the launch?
We run anywhere from like a 85 to like 106 mile an hour first gear. And that one, I don't know what it is. It's got to be like a 60 or 70 mile an hour first
Is
gear.
that to get the launch, though?
That's just so we get the best launch. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. Do you know when you're qualifying if there wasn't someone telling you? Do you know if you're doing great? Can you tell? Because it's so the times are so close. Can
Well,
you,
we have the speed on our dash, right?
You have time to look down there.
Yeah, so you kind of know what you're doing. Oh yeah, you pay attention to what you're doing. Yeah, you want to know how fast you're going. Typically, you don't look till the back straight, right? Because you come across the start finish line. The start finish line's way down towards turn one. So you get through 1, 2, and then you look at your speed, and then you're like, all right, this is a good one, or this is not a good one. So
Have you ever forgotten what lap you're on, though? I mean, Ericsson thing was
no,
really
I have.
bizarre.
It's really not that bizarre.
It's not.
4 laps feels like an eternity around this place, even though it's what. How long is it? It's less. It's
than
like
10
3
minutes,
It's
yeah.
3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 38 seconds is a lap.
Yeah.
So it's crazy fast, but you forget because you do that warm up lap. So you're like, it's easy to be like, oh, I've done 4 laps, but one of those was the warm up lap.
right.
Right.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Wow.
I forgot in practice. I forgot in
Yeah.
practice, but I haven't done it ever in actual qualifying.
Thank goodness.
To put a cap on this, there were 706 Kyles in Kyle, Texas. The record's 2,324.
Oh, they were way short.
Was it also in
Do we know
Kyle,
what
Texas?
name that was?
What?
Okay. Who knows?
Kyles.
But
Jeez, come on.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm
Anyway,
super
Kyle,
upset.
Well, we've all been
Yeah,
educated
thank you,
today.
thank you, thank you, guys.
There you go.